So let's start with SoftBank, which really has had a couple of weeks you wouldn't want to have.
They have indeed. And the latest, of course, relates to Saudi Arabia. I think people may not know, Saudi Arabia is the biggest outside investor in the Vision Fund.
I actually forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was a big coup when they announced that.
Absolutely. It's a huge, this is the biggest pot of money, and I think we'll talk a little bit more about why some of the people who were supposed to be going aren't going now. But for SoftBank specifically, for Masayoshi Son, this is his big patron for Vision Fund 1, and he's already, remember, announced that he wants to do Vision Fund 2.
Right.
And presumably MBS and the Saudis would be in there.
So is this the Masa-san moment where he's like, oh God, and Elon Musk is like, cool, they didn't want to take me private, nice.
Yeah, could be, could be. Yeah, Elon Musk feeling better.
Yeah, maybe.
Days.
I mean, but it does point like all the Wall Street titans that are coming out over the last 72 hours.
Yeah, just this morning.
Right.
We had Larry Fink and
Steve Schwartzman.
Following JP Morgan, for example,
all pulling out.
I mean, it is safe to say that all throughout the weekend, there were a lot of texts and emails going back and forth among communications teams, investor relations, these guys themselves. Remember, a lot of these people, the Finks, the Schwartzmans, the Rubensteins, the Kravitzes of the world, they were there in many cases, not once, but twice last year. First with the president. Remember, President Trump, as I think you've already talked about on your show, went there. It was his first big foreign trip.
First big foreign trip, that's right.
And a lot of those guys were there. The reason they were there is the exact same reason that Masayoshi Son is so interested in Saudi Arabia. Money. The PIF, the Public Investment Fund, is going to get the proceeds from Saudi Aramco IPO and all that. It will be the largest sovereign wealth fund in the world, arguably one of the most sought after sources of capital. But now they're not going.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. I mean, it throws into question really a cornerstone of the sovereign wealth market at this point.